Hi guys, welcome back again, dear students, grade 8. I missed you. Today we come back again on lecture 2 and we have chapter 5, lesson 2. The title of this lesson is Congruent Triangles. So, what we will cover on this lesson? Yes, we have these things, 5 things. Number 1, properties of congruent triangles. Then you will go to number 2, side, 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 or SSS congruence. Then you will go to number 3, side, angle, side, SAS, this is the abbreviation, congruence. Number 4, angle, side, angle, ASA, it means angle, side, angle, congruence. And the last one, we will have hypotenuse, leg, HL, congruence. So, before we start, I think because the word congruence repeated too many times, maybe I think most of you will ask, Mr. What about this word congruence? Yes, you are right. To understand the meaning of congruence, I will put another word beside congruence similar. So, to understand the meaning of congruence, we will put a word similar. So, what do you mean by congruent figures? And what do you mean by similar figures? Congruent figures are those figures, and of course triangles are one of these figures. So congruent figures are those figures with the same shape and the same size. Again, if anybody asks you what is the meaning of congruent figures, and we say one of these figures, triangles, you will answer him, congruent figures are those figures with the same shape and with the same size. Let me continue our lesson. So, now we will go and define the other word. If anybody asks you similar figures, yes, similar figures are those figures with the same shape, but not necessarily of the same size. So, again, no need to go back, I will do it orally. The congruent figures are those figures, we are saying the congruent, with the same shape and the same size. But the similar figures, no, they are those figures with the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. So, I will give you, my dears, 2 examples to distinguish between congruent triangles and similar triangles. Let me move here. As you see here, we have 2 beautiful triangles. The first one is ABC, and the second one is FDE. Why these 2 triangles are congruent? Why? Because if you put them one on the other, they will be exactly as one triangle. Why? If you see these slices, the 1 or 2 or 3, that means EF is similar exactly on AC. And DE is the same as BC, and FD is the same as AB. Here, as you see guys, these 2 triangles ABC and FDE are congruent. Why? Let me go back to the picture, because if you focus on these 2, they are the same shape and the same size. No one is big and no one is small. Now let me move to another example. As you see here, we have 2 right triangles. You know why we call them right? Because we have right angle, 90 degrees. Again, we have ABC and we have FDE. Why these 2 triangles are similar? I think it's obvious. Before we go to the details, if you see they are the same shape, yes, they are both triangles, but do you think they are the same size? No. Excellent, guys. That one is big, that one is small. So, what did he say? As you see, guys, these 2 triangles, ABC and FDE, are similar, as we say here, because they are the same shape. Both of them are triangles, but not the same size. Excellent, guys. One of them is big and one of them is small. So, let me start, guys, with number 1. Number 1, properties of congruent triangles. Maybe you will be surprised that we already explained this. Yes. Let me go back to this paper. If you remember, when we talk about these 2 triangles, yes, excellent, guys. This case actually is number 1. If you go up, this case, look, I put it, yes, down on that paper. Yes, excellent. It means this is the case of side, side, side. Why? Because AC equal to FE, C is equal to DE, and AB is equal to FD. So let me go back to number 1. So properties of congruent triangles, we already explained this. Let me continue. If we go back to the meaning of congruent triangles, as I show you, we go back, me and you, to the triangles ABC and FDE, and as we say that, we have the following. Excellent, guys. Actually, we have the following in these two triangles. Let me go first for the corresponding angles, then we will go to the corresponding sides. As you see, guys, first, angle A is congruent to angle F, angle B is congruent to angle D, and angle C is congruent to angle E. Come here, guys, let me see. As you see here, we have a red angle and a red angle, and green with green and blue with blue. That means angle A and angle F are congruent, angle C and angle E are congruent, and angle B and angle D are congruent. So each angle of this triangle is the same, similar exactly to the other angle of the other triangle. Now, second, let me go to the corresponding side. After we finish from corresponding angles, angle A with angle F, angle B with angle D, angle C with angle E, now we will go to the sides. What did he say? The length side of AB is congruent to the length side of FD. The length side of AC is congruent to length side of FE, and the length side of BC is congruent to length side of DE. Now, so here I will give you an example to improve the first one, side, the SSS congruence. As you see, guys, we have two triangles, ABC and EFD. So now leave the angles and focus on the length sides. As you see, guys, here we have 4, here we have 6, here we have 7. If you go to the other one, you will see the same. As you see, AB 4 is the same as FD. And if you go to AC, is the same as ED, and BC is the same as EF. So what is the postulate 2? It says if 3 sides of one triangle are congruent to the 3 sides of another triangle, then these 2 triangles are congruent. And we have this case, as you see, AB with FD, AC with ED, and BC with FE. Here, let me continue our explanation. So what we have here, the length size of AB is congruent to length side of FD, length side of BC is congruent to length side of DE, length side of AC is congruent to length side of FE. So our conclusion that these 2 triangles are what? Are congruent. And you know, this symbol is the sign of congruency. So these 2 triangles, ABC and FDE, are what? Are congruent. Let me go to example 1 on page 176. As you see here, we have 2 triangles, PQR and PRS, and you know now you understood what the meaning of these slices. That means this 1 by 1, 2 by 2, it means PQ and PS are congruent, QR and SR are congruent. So he's asking why these 2 triangles are congruent, which triangles, PQR and PSR. From the graph, as we have it here, what we have PQ is congruent to PS. Let me go back. PQ is congruent to PS. Let me continue. Here we have again QR is congruent to SR. Let me come back here, QR and SR. Yes. This is QR and SR. Again, they have the same length side. So obviously, from 1 and 2, we can say that PR is congruent to PR. You will ask me, Mr., how is that PR? Let me go back to the chart. As you see, these 2 triangles have this length side in common. That means PR is in this triangle, PQR, and PR is in the triangle PSR. So obviously we can conclude that PR congruent to PR, that means for the both triangles. And I think we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent by using SSS, sides. So dear students, to improve yourself for this lesson 2, chapter 5, please do these questions as a homework, and you can see them on pages 179, 180, 179, 180. And 179 you will do for me 1, 2, 8, 9, and on page 180 you will find number 17A. And thanks a lot for today. Thank you. Bye.